DD214 Network podcast is for mature audiences only. Any videos, music, or entertainment not originating from DD214 Network is used and covered under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, also known as fair use. Opinions expressed are our own and do not represent any DoD or U.S. government entities as a whole. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Viewer and listener discretion is advised. You are no longer alone now, because we have you.
Good fucking morning, everybody.
Hope
everybody's having a good one.
When did we become an all ages audience? I just heard a bunch of kids in the crowd.
Yeah. How about this one? That better?
Oh man, how's everybody feeling today? Welcome to episode 180. What's going on, Freedom Fighter, Guacamole, Culinary with the first one?
God damn it.
I'm
all fucked up on the buttons today. Holy shit, I'm fucking
pressing
all the fucking goddamn buttons. There we go.
There we go. And if you see by the title, you know I'm feeling really good. I was up late.
Shit. This is why I'm not a goddamn producer.
I mean, I could teach you the ways.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Oh man, how's everybody feeling today?
Just a little bit of
button fuckery
mixed with some
emotional damage.
I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm not gonna lie.
It does exist. I mean, I'm not having any emotional damage. It's a great day here in the tri-state area. All right, we're feeling good.
Let me wonder why. You guys are going to your 500th fucking World Series. Does that have anything to do with it?
Okay. It's not 500, but
I'm sorry.
The Yankees going to the World Series is kind of like the Patriots going to the fucking Super Bowl.
Or like lately the Chiefs going to the AFC Championship. I can see how it gets old. You know what I mean? It gets old. With the problem is, if I sound like I'm being a hater, it's because I am.
There you go. So we've done 40 World Series, only won 27, but that's going to be 28,
which is also a ridiculous number. That's basically on average one. On average, it's about one out of every 4 World Series that's ever been played.
So and so tomorrow. Well, today is a game, is the Mets versus the Dodgers. I still personally think we're gonna get a Dodgers versus Yankees. I want to see Shohei make it, but I really want to see a Subway Series. And I mean, it's good. It's just nice to finally see the Yankees back.
Yeah,
As I'm a lifetime fan. Yeah, literally in every borough.
All joking aside, the excitement of being a fan, whatever your team is, when your team gets to the big show, it is exciting. And as anybody who's not a Yankees fan, it's easy to hate the Yankees because they've been to 40 fucking World Series out of all the ones.
Yeah,
that's almost half of how many have ever been played. Almost half. Yeah. It's a little bit less than 40%. So there's basically you flip a coin and there's a chance the Yankees are going to be there. And there's about a 1 in 4 chance that the Yankees are going to win the World Series any given year.
Yeah,
it's like,
and it's
so it's they have the most storied team in baseball. There's no absolutely no denying.
It is just so nice to like talk to my kids about it and be like, yeah, you're living in a timeline where the Yankees are going to the World Series.
The World Series. Yep.
You know, and New York's been getting hit hard with baseball the last couple of years. We have not been.
We haven't been in 15 years since 2009. Yeah.
The show was always a great moment for players and the fans. And yeah, from the dungeon, he got up super early. He wrote to me this morning and he was like, hey, how come you guys aren't on yet? I'm like, you're early, bro.
Wait, what?
He wrote to me like an hour ago and was like, how come you guys aren't on yet? I'm like, you're early.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
What time zone are you in? Like
he's a couple minutes away from me. Top 3 teams with the most stuff sold around the world. Number 1 is Dallas Cowboys. Number 2 is the Yankees, and number 3 is the Golden State Warriors.
Interesting. That's all 3 good teams. I mean, that's well, the Cowboys used to be good in the 90s. Well, I think what the Cowboys did right is they were doing the that looks good, John.
Yeah, we see your fucking breakfast now.
Yes, good.
Stop trying to show off.
Now we're gonna pour syrup all over it.
Oh my god, you are god damn it, dude.
You never.
How do you not have fucking diabetes, my guy?
Dog, I don't know. You never had syrup with eggs?
It's coming.
You know what it is?
I mean, I've done it before, but usually if I have syrup with eggs, it's because there's pancakes or waffles on the plate, and the syrup just happens to intermingle to the eggs off of the pancakes or waffles.
I guess that's true. I've probably done that too. That is true.
Syrup and eggs? Mamma mia. Oh my God. I wish I knew more Italian.
So we're talking food for a second here.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know what I used to like doing and I haven't done in a long time is peanut butter on pancakes. You ever do that shit?
Ooh, yeah.
I would always do my pancakes and I do peanut butter with some like strawberry preserves.
Okay.
And then just fold them in half and eat them like a peanut butter and strawberry preserve taco.
Yeah, or basically like a crepe, except it's just a pancake and not a flat.
Except it's a lot thicker. And I don't have a French guy trying to break my arm if I don't say I love crepes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like
is that the correct pronunciation?
Yeah.
Crepe. Yeah.
Crepe. Yeah, it's a crepe. Yeah, it's like
I've never eaten one. I've never eaten one. Like what is it?
It's literally a paper thin pancake.
It's a flat pancake rolled up with some fruit and whipped cream shit. Done.
No shit.
And there's about a billion different varieties of them.
Yeah, because you've got your sweet or you've got your savory. So with crepes, you can do fruit and whipped cream or like a jam of some sort with the whipped cream and fruit, or you can do your savory stuff and put like egg in it and like crumbled up bacon bits and shit like that. And then you're just rolling it up. It's literally the taquito of the breakfast world.
I hate the fact that I'm such a Dunkin' Donuts slut.
Dunkin' Donuts. Now that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. Like
that's one of them fucking northern things.
I don't. Yeah. I don't do donuts very often. I really don't. Like it's kind of it's a rare treat for me. And I couldn't even tell you the last time I had a donut. Like, it's entirely possible I've had 0 donuts this entire year. Maybe a couple. Maybe.
Yeah, I think the last time I had a donut was when we flew out to fucking Kansas City.
No shit.
In the fucking airport.
In the airport.
Like, that's probably the last time I had a fucking donut. And that was just because like our flight heading out that fucking Friday when we left to go out there, you know, we were having to be at the airport at fucking 5 a.m. The only thing open in the fucking airport was a Starbucks and a fucking Dunkin'. I don't like Dunkin's coffee, so I got a coffee from Starbucks and then I went to Dunkin' to get a fucking donut.
That's pretty cool though. That's a small victory. I would call it, for being in an airport, that's a small victory. Like, yeah.
So you know, I paid
Cinnabon all the way.
Airports are different than like when we were kids. Like they are not. It is flying now is not the same.
Yeah.
As when I was a kid. It's not even fucking close. Like I didn't fly. I didn't go on a lot of airline trips when I was a kid, but I did several times. And it is airport. The airport existence is not the same. Airports are fucking nuts now. Like they are fucking nuts.
So from the dungeon, we have Dunkin' Donuts here now. It's become more common because North Carolina, a lot of people from the north are moving here and on their way to their retirement destination of Florida. But so with them moving here, we've started getting Dunkin' in the area, but Krispy Kreme all day, baby. Krispy fucking Kreme all day.
Krispy Kreme is the choice.
Remember I told you guys I used to work for those fucking assholes? Remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I drove a delivery truck for those guys in fucking Tucson way back in the day. Yeah.
Nah, we're actually considered part of the South from the dungeon.
Oh yeah, North Carolina was definitely south of the Mason-Dixon line. Like they kind of fought on the side of the other guys. You know what I mean?
It's a lot less south now than it was when my family moved here back when I was 6 months old from New York. Mm-hmm. Because back when we moved here, you didn't have a lot of Northerners that were coming down here to get away from all the harsh, cold winters and shit from up north that you do now. So a lot of Northern companies have been making their way down this way, making this, I consider it more of a transplant state at this point than the North or the South.
That's what Colorado turned into, and that's what Arizona was the entire time. That's what Arizona was the entire time I grew up. When I was a kid, and especially by the time I got to high school, you kind of like they're native Tucsonans were there. Obviously, there were plenty of native Tucsonans, kids that have been born in Tucson. So but it was this huge mix of like a lot of us moved there from another place, and that was like. It's only now like like our kids' generation that are in Tucson, they're growing up surrounded by fellow Tucsonans, like native Tucsonans.
I'm actually so first off from the dungeon, yes, I'm originally from Albany, New York. So
you're a transplant.
Well, so my parents were transplants. Me, because I was only 6 months old, as far back as I remember, is North Carolina. I don't remember living up north.
Okay, I would not necessarily call you a transplant. If you're an infancy, I was 4 when I moved to Tucson. I was 4, but I had enough living memory of Kansas City that like Kansas City like stuck in my craw.
Yeah. So for me, home is North Carolina. I'm considered a Southerner in all of my friend groups because this is where I grew up. I went through all of schooling here, and once my wife gets more job experience with her degree, we're moving to Tennessee. We're going further south. I have no intentions of going back up towards the north.
Are you gonna do one of the cities, or where are you thinking about living?
Chattanooga.
Okay. I've never been. I've driven through the area of Chattanooga. I've never been. Yeah. I've never been into Chattanooga because I did like a cross on that road trip I always tell you about. Like I went across Kansas City east to west, or Kansas City, Tennessee, excuse me, east to west. But I only hit Knoxville and Memphis because then it took me north to start going across like Indiana and Ohio and all that crap. So I only made it about halfway across Tennessee, but that is one of the Tennessee is in my top 5 most beautiful states, guaranteed. Top 5 most beautiful, easily my top 5.
It's really beautiful. The cost of living and everything is about the equivalent of Missouri.
Yep.
So it's a cheaper cost of living than North Carolina even. There's just a lot of things that go to play in it. And with Chattanooga's kind of turned into, not sure if you've ever been to Asheville, North Carolina.
I've actually never been. I've only driven through North Carolina. I've never stayed overnight in North Carolina. So
Asheville, which is where Biltmore Estate is, the Vanderbilts, like it's our big fucking touristy mountain area. It's also where Appalachian State's at, because Boone's right there, all that stuff. And Asheville's kind of turned into like this real chill microbreweries all over the place, bars, distilleries popping up.
a little hipster, a little bougie, but with some Tennessee but with some or North Carolina flavor, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like that's the equivalent with like Chattanooga to North Carolina
Tennessee.
is in Tennessee, because they've got, that's where, we go visit. We've got buddies that live there. We go visit them multiple times a year. And when we go out there, all we do is we go hit the different breweries and distilleries and restaurants, and we drink, we fucking sing songs, and we stay fucking fat and happy. So
yeah, absolutely. Real quick, I gotta say, from the dungeon, you want to talk about fucking shady ass bus stations, dude? I'm with you on that, dude. Like, fucking one of the first times when I was still in my early 20s, and one of the first times I was involved in fisticuffs with somebody much older than me, a lot older than me, like not somebody in my age group.
It was at that fucking Atlanta Greyhound station.
It was not in Atlanta. It was in Tucson. But a bus station is a bus station is a bus station. And one of my buddies had to use the restroom. That's the only reason we even walked into it, because we fucking live there. It's downtown. We were downtown for some reason, and he some dude was in there, and he was trying to look over the thing at my buddy using the restroom. And my buddy came out and told me, and I was like, "Who the fuck did that?" Right? And I got a little agitated because I knew what the fuck he was doing. And he's like, that guy right there. I was like, that motherfucker right there. And we had some words, and fucking, it made me wish I had gone in there with my. No, it's not. I was in my youth.
This was a different version of Jay.
This was like about it. Like, my call sign is like, notoriously darkness, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was as dark as Jay ever got. Like, if you think I'm dark now, like in my early 20s, like I was on a fucking hair trigger, fucking ready to explode fucking every goddamn day of my life.
Was that when your hair was long?
Yes, it was.
There you go. Yep. You were a rebel without a cause. You were going platinum.
Oh, I definitely had no fucking cause. I can promise you. Like, I would just go.
Yeah.
At least nowadays, I've got some patience, and there needs to be a little bit of cause before I fucking start going off. But Jesus Christ, like this dude had to have been in his like mid 30s, possibly early 40s, and yeah, that was one of my first experiences fighting an old man. Like,
yeah, one of my craziest places from the dungeon was also the fucking Atlanta Greyhound station, because I've went back when I was early 20s in the military, and there was a couple times just doing some road tripping with some of the guys. Instead, to keep it cheap, we would just fucking get a bus ticket and go fucking do it that route. Go travel.
Yeah.
And fucking some of the motherfuckers we ran into in that fucking bus station.
That's its own little world. It's kind of like being like an 18-wheel, like a truck driver. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
People who travel by bus, like it's their own. Like, you're in your own little fucking world. As soon as you're on that Greyhound, dude, you're in your own little world.
I haven't played Truck Simulator in a long time.
That's what you get out of this entire conversation, John.
You and that fucking game, dude. I do not have the patience for that. I would not make it on that game.
I don't even want to tell you how many hours I put into Once Human the other day, okay? I'll tell you how many hours I'm up to it now.
I'll give you that. How many?
Yeah.
How many?
I'm close to 300 now. But
and
the
when
other day,
when did you get that game?
About a month ago.
God damn, 300 hours out of the month.
Yeah, it's already beat Starfield.
Damn, John.
It beat Starfield, and I still play Starfield.
That's
Legitimately, I'm still the only person in the fucking world who still plays Starfield.
Oh.
Did you guys hear the bullshit? Sony said they're not going to put up any DLCs for Spider-Man 2. I did hear about that. Culinary, you're the Spider-Man gaming guru. Talk to us about this. How do you feel about this?
Honestly, I wouldn't say I'm too surprised with it. Because the game's been out fucking long enough at this point. Because you got to think, Spider-Man 2 was one of the fucking... I mean, it's been a year. It's been out long enough. They said they had plans to do it, but there was no real deadline or anything to just solidify that it was going to fucking happen.
Yeah.
And they've been so radio silent about it. And then they just announced that they're going to port Spider-Man 2 over to PC.
Yeah.
And it's like, we don't need a DLC. Yeah. No one's surprised. I'm not. Honestly, the game was good as it stood. I don't think DLC was necessary.
I wish we could say the same thing about fucking Red Dead 2, dude, because like I'm dying over here.
I wish we could say I wish we could say the same about fucking at least Suicide Squad is still pushing out shit, but that game is fucking terrible.
That
Suicide Squad fucking killed the Justice League.
We're gonna do it again. We're gonna end up rabbit trailing about how fucking shitty the gaming industry is right now.
I don't care. I don't care about the Venom game, but Wolverine I definitely do want to play.
Here's what my thought process is. Because you got to think Venom, Wolverine, and the Spider-Man games are all the same studio doing it. Here's my thought process. Venom is going to be that DLC that we're not going to get for Spider-Man 2. The Venom game is going to be, it's going to continue the storyline because you got to think in Spider-Man 2, a huge chunk of it revolved around fucking Venom. There was a good bit of it where you're battling or playing as Venom. So I can definitely see the reason they're canning it is because they've been putting a lot of effort into the Venom game.
Well, we'll see. I'm not holding my breath, guys, and you know that. Everyone. What is Kazuti? What does that mean?
Let's find that out.
What is Kazuti? From the dungeon. What is
Urban
Kazuti?
Dictionary.
What is that? What does that mean?
It's a magical kazoo. You're the magical kazoo, Jay.
I'm confused. I'm just confused.
It's a kazoo.
Okay. All right.
You're
just broke my brain. Yeah, I know what a kazoo is, but like it just the connection to me and a kazoo, my brain just broke.
I see it. I actually do see it. Oh, you sneezed.
Oh, you said bless. Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Listen,
Gazoon-tight is what he was trying to say.
Kazoo tight. Oh,
there it is.
Okay.
There we go.
Listen,
there we go. Thank you.
We said that we were veterans. We never said we were smart veterans.
Yeah, that's like it doesn't take much to freaking crack my brain in half anymore, dude. Like, let me tell you, dude. Like, it's like
so.
Ask me an irreverent question about something that like I never think about, and like you're literally just gonna see like me like just stop at the Tin Man. You know what I mean? And like I just have to like freaking like process what I even was even just asked. You know what I mean?
So we need to work on like having like some kind of loading wheel animation whenever that happens with Jay that we can just put above his head.
You guys have seen it before. I know you guys have seen it where I just sit there kind of like with a dumbass look. I do the Tucker Carlson. I'm just like while my fucking brain processes some bullshit.
I fucking it's so funny because I
love the fact that we just called that a fucking Tucker Carlson.
Am I wrong? Tell me that's not.
You're not wrong. That's the thing.
Because that is the dumbass look he gets on his fucking face.
No, it's like that when he got caught fly fishing in Central Park. That was the face that he had. That was the face that he had. But I'm gonna do a live.
I'm trying to figure out why the fuck was he fly fishing in fucking Central Park?
This fucking dude, like what the? Some people you just don't understand. I know.
You can do a lot of things in Central Park.
I know a lot of stuff has been, dude.
Yeah, like hookers and blow, but you know,
guys like Jim Carroll were writing about doing shit in Central Park like in the '60s.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
you know, and I know you know who Jim Carroll is, John.
I do know who he is. So real quick, guys, do you guys want to make podcast clips like we do for the DD214 Network podcast? Opus makes it super easy to turn your episodes into high quality shareable clips, whether you're promoting on social media or just highlighting your best moments. Opus has got you covered with fast and simple tunes. You don't need to be an editing pro or spend hours chopping up things up yourself. With Opus, you just upload your podcast and they help you generate eye-catching clips in no time. But right now, you can save 30% off your first month with my exclusive code. Just go to opus.pro/clean30 and you're good to go. So stop wasting time. Stop not boosting your content and get those clips out there with Opus. That's opus.pro/clean30 for 30% off your first month. This is hard, okay?
Fucking sell out.
This is hard, okay? This is like fuck. One more week till Venom 3 the movie, and Noel is sounding like he's gonna be a big part of the Spider-Man verse. So let's talk comics real quick because it was actually a big week in comics. So let's start off with Venom. Are you guys gonna watch it? Jay, did you watch the previous ones?
No, I'll be sitting this one out. This is a very typical like not interested. Like doesn't look good. It's Jay. Okay, so do not listen to John and Joe on this one because
I still need to hear because you surprise me sometimes. You do, you know.
I have proclivities. Yeah, I have like last week when I watched The Man in the Iron Mask. And just had a good time rewatching for the first time in like probably 25 fucking years.
It's a great fucking movie.
It is a great fucking movie. I have proclivities, but as John and Joe can attest, about 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be like, it stinks. I'm like the critic, you know, is that John Lovitz? Remember that old cartoon? Yeah. It stinks. Yeah. Like about 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be like, no, stupid. No, don't care.
So you know for me, like, so for me, I'm going to call it like Deadpool syndrome. I wasn't interested in the second one. I'm still not sold on the third one, but I wasn't sold on Deadpool and Wolverine either. You know what I mean? Up until like I watched it and I was like, okay, this is good. You know, and I kind of have the same energy with Venom 3 right now. You know, not too crazy about the second one, not really looking forward to the third one, but I'll give it a chance just to finish off the story.
Give it the good old college try.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of at this point, that's kind of what it is. And honestly, I felt that Tom Hardy has done Eddie Brock fucking justice. Listen, so I haven't been disappointed with the first or the second movies. I've got free passes to the fucking local theater, to the local movie theater. So I'm going to just use those to go fucking see it.
Why not? Why not?
You know, use the free passes, go see the fucking movie. Because they have these little cards you get that are like NFC cards you top up with money, and then they give you a fucking beer pint, and you can go fill your own fucking glass with beer.
Oh, no shit.
So, you know, go fucking watch the movie, have a couple beers, and fucking call it a day.
Just like airports, movie theaters are not the same anymore either.
They're
really not. They're really not.
Like, I'm over here like I'm back in the 1980s, dude. Like fucking sneaking shooters in, so I can fucking pour a couple of shooters into my fucking goddamn my soda or whatever that I get. You know, like freaking now you can just go there and buy a beer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. It doesn't you don't even have to sneak anything in.
Yeah.
You
have a good time.
And that's money. I mean, that's like if we go back to when I went to go see Deadpool and Wolverine. AMC theaters has a whole fucking bar in them now where you can get a mixed drink.
There's a bar in the one that I go to here in Independence.
Where I can go to the fucking theater and go get me a fucking damn cocktail. And the fucking bartender at that motherfucker, he fucking makes strong drinks.
Yeah, it's like you pay for it, but you can do it legally. You don't have to fucking sneak anything in. You don't have to be a dick about it. You know what I mean? That's like we live in different times. We live in a different time.
Exactly.
I'm not complaining. I am not fucking complaining. Like not one bit.
So Noel is going to be part of Spider-Man 4, 5, and 6. And then he says the next Spider-Man movie is going to be called The Black King.
So I saw those rumors. None of that is official yet.
But if it is,
it's so if it is, if we go and look back at the last Spider-Man movie, what was it? No Way Home.
Yeah.
With Doctor Strange and Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield came back and all that shit. The Black King is more referencing because at the end of that movie, one of the end credit scenes was Tom Hardy's fucking Eddie Brock.
Yeah.
Is in the MCU, like the main timeline of the MCU universe, and then he gets sucked back to his timeline, and a piece of the suit gets left behind. A piece of the symbiote gets left behind in Tom Holland's universe. So the Black King is referencing like Tom Holland Spider-Man joining with the symbiote, kind of like how we had that with fucking Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. Very interesting stuff. I'm another set of Spider-Man movies. I'm
kind of cashed out on comic book shit right now. I am. I hate sounding so jaded. To this day, one of my greatest cinematic experiences, like watching a movie in the theater in my entire life, was the original Spider-Man, because that was the first time in my life they had good enough special effects to make what I read in the comic books come to life on the silver screen. As the MCU got bigger, more detailed, they started doing all the multiverse stuff. It's branched out so far now that like they lost me. I am just so lost anymore. A lot of the stories, I read the plot synopsis. I read the plot synopsis of a lot of the stories, and I'm just like, I'm skipping it. I'm skipping that one. And I've been consistently skipping like a lot of the comic book movies basically for the last like 8 years.
Yeah. So
the
last 2 months, you know what? I'll get to this after this thought. What there is right now, a really good comic book show out right now that I'm actually really enjoying. And it's a breath of fresh air. It's Agatha All Along. I'm actually really enjoying this. I really feel like it's a breath of fresh air for Marvel. They're changing some of their tropes with this show. Mm-hmm. It's not your typical Michael Bay style explosion action, Marvel MCU thing, because I think a lot of people are sick of that right now. And
yeah, that's kind of what Jay was just talking about.
Yeah, and Agatha All Along really, especially and also too, it's also Halloween season. That's another thing.
What platform is that on?
On Disney Plus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's actually it's funny, it's lighthearted, sarcastic, and there's a lot of cursing. I can't believe it. They're dropping F-bombs on a Disney Plus show, which is cool. But
I think Disney's starting to come around to I think so too. You're gonna have to fucking accept that people want R-rated content too.
Yeah, they do.
You can't just do the fucking. You can't just do the Disney princess thing and fucking print money anymore.
It also makes it a little grounded. It makes it a little realistic.
It makes it more real. Yeah, I was just gonna say more real. Like I'm so cool with feel good movies, happily ever after. Solid stories, the hero's journey. I'm so cool with all that shit.
Yeah.
But sometimes people need to see that shit with a hard R. You know what I mean? Like a hard R rating. You know what I mean?
It is so true. And this show,
it is. It's a lot more realistic.
Yeah.
We
need to go back to the way the 90s was.
If we're talking, with a hard R, there was a hard R in Deadpool and Wolverine that came out of Wesley Snipes' mouth.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, we won't say it, but yeah, he
Yeah, that wasn't the kind of hard R I was talking about, I promise.
I know this is off the subject, but are you guys familiar with who Linus Tech Tips is?
Yeah. Actually, yes, believe it or not. I've read a couple stories on the internet about him.
This dumbass was doing a podcast one day. He was talking about how he used to drop the hard R all the time comfortably.
Right.
And his co-host was saying, he was like, you used to what now? And he thought it was the one with the R that starts in the beginning of the word.
Like when you're mentally handicapped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he thought that the hard R was that one instead of the real hard R. And he was just like, yeah, I used to drop the hard R all the time. I'm just like, and
wait,
then
what?
like, yeah,
wait, what?
hang on. Can I just show it to you?
Yeah. Why not? Dude, hey, it's Sunday.
We need a good laugh. We need a good
do
laugh.
We're do whatever the fuck we want on here.
I'm writing on the search. I just wrote on the search bar on YouTube.
YouTube. YouTube. Take me to YouTube.
Look at this fucking guy's face when this happens.
Oh.
Bring this down here so people don't get confused.
I mean, it's been kind of eye-opening. I've just sort of randomly here and there picked up episodes of old shows that I hadn't watched in a long time from like the early 2000s, and just the casual the casual sort of gay humor, casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And
casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like okay, it was an episode of American Dad. And it was just
really?
like, yeah, it wasn't for shock value. It was just like used.
Whoa.
Right? Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? That was in 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then, because we didn't even the term hard R didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right? And it's funny because to me that doesn't feel like that long ago, but to my kids,
are you talking like N-word hard R?
what? No,
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's how people use that term.
no,
I think
that's
so.
the N-word. What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
Yes, Linus, you're fucking mistaken.
No, the
you
one
dumbass.
with the for mental disability.
I'm pretty sure people use hard R in a very different way than you just used it.
Oh. Okay, either
Hard
way.
R means ending
I understand.
the N-word
I
with
understand.
a hard R.
I understand what you mean. No, I'm not talking about that. Okay, cool. So I'm glad that we
Fucking
cleared that
Neo
up.
over here, dude. We're dodging bullets. That was bad.
Okay, yes.
You want to know how to get fucking canceled? Just completely not think about that and fucking cover your ass real quick. His co-host.
I have to agree with that. We'll get to that in a second. But yeah, go ahead, Squilly, his co-host.
His co-host, Luke. So I watch a lot of the Linus Media Group videos and their content, because they do put out good quality fucking content within about tech and different things within tech. And Luke, honestly, I'd rather see more videos with Luke in it than fucking Linus, because he's all around fucking great. He knows his shit really well, but that motherfucker saved fucking Linus's ass right there real quick, because he was like, whoa. I don't think you're using that the way it's meant to be used. I don't think you know what you are saying right now.
Be very, very careful. Be very, very careful.
Now, I want to talk about this too, because I know that there are still, and it's not just, it's happened on this show. You know,
Yeah,
the three of us have said it. And I don't even think it's even a point of getting it out of our vocabulary. It's more of a point of like really knowing who the target is when you're calling that person or group.
And it was such a big part of our vernacular growing up that we don't think about it like that.
Yeah.
And it's the same as using a certain F word, that is considered a slur for gay people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
like it took me a long time to get that word out of my mouth, because I grew up.
Yeah.
It was so common in the 90s to use that word.
And then plus we were talking shit to each other in video games and sports.
And then it's still, John, it still comes out of my mouth sometimes. I feel bad about it. Like nowadays I feel bad about it, but it still pops out sometimes because it is so deeply entrenched in my lizard brain. Because I grew up with such a trash mouth, dude. Like,
yeah.
Like, so it's like, it's taken me a lot of work to get certain words out of my mouth, because my brain just immediately goes like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, and that's the thing. It's the same with me. Like I catch myself all the time. And that's, even just, and I try to catch myself even when it's just me and the wife sitting downstairs and we're having a conversation.
Same.
Because,
you have to.
even though it's just the two of us, it's like, it's better to practice it in everyday life, getting unused to saying that word. Because again, our generation where we grew up, that word, the F word.
Yep.
All those were just normal parts of our vocabulary. And there was nothing, it wasn't frowned upon to say it that much back then, things like that. Now,
or like if you go to Ireland and you hear the word cunt constantly, it's in their vernacular. It's in their vernacular.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like cunt in the UK and Ireland is the equivalent of fuck for Americans.
And then there's the cigarette.
And then there's the cigarette.
Well, and then cigarettes over there are called fags,
which is the F word.
So in this exact type of conversation, the way I just said the word, I wasn't meaning it as the derogatory term. We were talking about how that's what a cigarette is called overseas.
There are
you know the actual definition. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
There are still European people that I talk to this day who still call cigarettes that. It's just
do you know where the term originated?
No.
It was a bundle of twigs that's been wrapped together. It's a bundle of twigs.
Oh, you've said this before. We've talked about this.
We did. That word actually has a legitimate English definition.
Yeah.
But the way it's used now and colloquially differs greatly from Europe to the United States. So as soon as you go, depending on which side of the pond you're on, that word means two very different things. And I like what you said too. If you're about to get into a fight, that's usually when it comes out of my mouth is when I get angry.
Yeah,
that is almost 100% of the time. Almost 100% of the time.
The mental fight goes just as hard as the physical one.
Yeah.
Now this is interesting too. So do drill sergeants have to watch what they say now?
Oh, totally.
Of course
they totally do.
And I actually haven't.
We can talk about to Ronnie about that.
Yeah, and
it's
interesting too because I was in boot camp way later than you guys were, so I feel like I was in like that transitioning era where things were starting to get a little softer.
They still couldn't say it when I went. I went in 2010. Yeah. They couldn't say that word when I went.
Okay,
see, they could when I went, which was 2 years before or 3 years before you, Jay. Because I went in 2007.
Well, I was still don't ask, don't tell too.
That's right.
It was still don't ask, don't tell at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So it was still don't ask, don't tell at that time. They had just started the transition from BDUs to ACUs.
Mm-hmm.
So at the beginning of basic, I was issued BDUs. And at the end of basic, I had to turn the BDUs in for ACUs.
Sounds about right.
I was pissed.
That's funny.
Because I loved
BDUs are pretty cool.
BDUs are fucking awesome.
I'm not a big fan of the starching, the constant starching and goddamn polishing boots, but fucking I'll tell you what, dude, like
and then
they look pretty tight.
And then also while I was in basic training was also when they started doing the stress cards.
No, they did. Those never existed.
Yeah.
No. So
we had, yeah.
Yes, they did.
We had them.
I've never heard anyone that had them like ever. And like I went to basic twice.
So here's the thing. When I went through, it was the initial phase. Like it was the testing phase, so to speak, to see if they were going to actually do it or not. And the way they did it was they handed them to us and they took them right back. They're like, we were told we had to give these to you, but we weren't told you had to keep them. So here, now give them back.
Fuck.
What do they look like? What did they say?
They were just fucking card. This was fucking 2007, Jay.
I mean, I'm just asking. I've never heard anybody actually get or be able to produce a stress card.
That's because they didn't let us keep them.
I'm even. Well, you would assume like the cadre, somebody would have taken a picture at some point with a cell phone or something. I've never seen anyone produce an actual stress card, and I went to basic twice. Once when I went in initially, and then once when I reclassed to the infantry, and they just didn't exist. It wasn't a thing, and I'm just curious. That story's been around since like the 80s and 90s. So like I'm just curious.
We're going to start not being able to say words and just use letters to tell how we feel.
The Gen Zers do that. They speak in acronyms now. They speak in acronyms because of us. Yeah. Because
FOMO.
of us.
FOMO.
YOLO.
What's another one? Bohica.
Well, don't worry. The pretty soon the acronyms are going to go away and everybody's just going to speak in emoji.
Yeah. Actually, funny enough, I use emojis a lot in my texting, but it's always at the end of whatever I text. Yeah. But I use emojis a lot, and it's usually like it's a lot easier to use an emoji to be indicative of like a feeling or like whatever.
Thank you.
It's like fucking hieroglyphics. It's like fucking hieroglyphics.
I could not tell you how happy I was when emojis came out, because then I could actually give my emotion to my wife when I'm sending a message to let her know I'm not mad. But women never send emojis unless they're talking to each other. So I never know when my wife is mad at me or not.
Right.
Sucks.
So my wife does this thing with GIFs. She doesn't do emojis. Like if I piss her off or she's mad at me and we're texting, she'll send me GIFs to express how she's fucking pissed off or annoyed.
Jesus
so sometimes our
Christ.
fucking text message thread just gets fucking crazy.
Because I've got like a whole like thing of GIFs like in my phone. You know what I mean? Like I've got like a whole file folder like for every situation. You know what I mean? I got something for every situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to see. Hey, Army football's coming soon. We're a couple weeks away.
Wait, say it again.
Army Navy. Are we a couple weeks away from Army Navy?
No. December, bro. No.
That's December, dude.
December, bro. That's like not quite 2 months away. Well,
we've talked about this like multiple times over the last couple of weeks.
Every year,
John.
It's a lot of weeks. It's a lot of weeks.
It's a lot. That's the Army Navy is the last regular season game those two teams play every year. Every year. Same with like Arizona State. That's the last one. They don't. Some college teams and they'll play their rivals. Like out here, Kansas and K-State play. I think next week. They'll play their rivalry game like somewhere in the middle of the season. Like certain other teams and other regions and stuff, they wait till the last motherfucker. Like it's the last game of the season. So even if you had a shitty season, you can beat your rival and still say that you fucking like you won a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I could do 20 laps on one bottle of water.
So I do have a question for you, John.
Oh shit.
Because we haven't touched. Uh-oh. How's your smoking thing going?
Are you ready to hear that I'm down to my very last pack from the carton that I bought 2 months ago?
You said that last week.
You said that exact thing last week.
Well, the pack is still here. I have not been. The only time that I find myself smoking is when I'm working.
You didn't bust into the pack yet?
No, the pack is busted. When I say busted, it's busted.
Like you got like 2 or 3 left?
Like
you made a pack last week? Did you make a pack last week?
What do you mean?
You said the same thing last week and you showed it to us.
Oh yeah, this is that same pack.
So you made a pack.
Let's see the pack. Let's see how many's left in there.
Got you.
Show us.
Got you.
Yeah, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me, dude.
It's the show me state for a reason.
You made a pack last week. Okay, dude. Hey, that's some pretty solid
fucking hell. Hell yeah, man.
It's been I think
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
If I do the math, because I did find something that's been helping me with the smoking. I have been eating a lot.
That's pretty common. Like
well, that's usually when you quit tobacco or or even like if you quit drinking, any of those bad habits, you're gonna put on weight because you're gonna start like eating a little bit more than you normally do.
Well, here's the thing too. I used to, up until maybe like 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, I started eating every day. And I know that sounds crazy hearing me say that, but there were just some days I wouldn't eat. And it's not because I would, I just didn't want to eat. I don't know what it was. It wasn't depression. It wasn't,
if you're not hungry, you're not hungry.
Yeah. I do the same thing at times, John.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon.
It pisses me off though, because like I will get to a point that I want to eat, food. Right? I love food. I'll force myself to eat, and then I'll waste the whole plate.
Yeah.
But now the only time I'm fucking smoking now is when I'm working, and that's really what I'm trying to stop now is working and smoking. Because when I'm working, I'm sitting down, and then I'm like, I got to do something with my fingers, and my fidget broke. So,
well, Slinky. I sit here at work and I've got this fucking thing. Like I'll be working during the day and I'll be like going over documents and looking at fucking spreadsheets and shit. And I'm just fucking back and forth with a fucking Slinky. Cause obviously last Sunday was my first official day with no nicotine. So
right.
How are you doing on that? How are you doing on that?
Can you taste stuff?
So what I've done is I've gone and I bought fucking a shit ton of fucking chewing gum. Keep a pack in my pocket. So like if we go out to eat or anything, I'm used to get done eating, throw a fucking chew in or or whatnot. So this has kind of helped with that. And then I have a container that I just keep on my desk with gum in it to just chew if I feel like I've got that sensation. If I need that, if the sensation to keep my mouth busy is there. But honestly, I've been doing pretty fine with it. The wife's not been too enthusiastic because I have ADHD. I don't take medication for my ADHD. I drink these things. Well, with the nicotine being a downer and these being an upper from the caffeine, they counteracted each other with my ADHD.
There you go.
Well, now, because I don't have the nicotine anymore, the caffeine in these is actually doing what the fucking caffeine's supposed to do and giving me fucking energy.
I've actually been looking into Ghost.
However, the problem I have is what's called the 10 p.m. ADHD zoomies, which is we're getting ready for fucking bed at 10 o'clock at night. And now I'm fucking hyper as shit.
Right. So 6 of one, half dozen of another.
Yeah. Hey, so I've been looking into Ghost a lot too. They got we were talking a couple weeks about the protein powder or the creatine, something like that.
We were looking at their protein powder. I did end up finally trying their fucking protein cereal. That shit was nasty.
Really? Why don't you try coffee with no sugar and milk, Joe?
So I do drink coffee every once in a while, but this is just so much easier. I go down, I grab this out the fucking fridge, and I fucking sit down, and I'm good to go.
I love coffee, but that shit makes me shit, man.
That and my Keurig is stuck on like the descaling cycle. I've done the descaling process on my Keurig like 7 times and it's stuck there. So right now I don't have a working coffee maker. And I just haven't decided to fucking buy a new one yet.
I haven't drank coffee in a while. I was drinking it pretty regular up to about maybe like 6 or 8 months ago. And then once I kind of ran out of like the coffee that I had here in the house, I just kind of like didn't get it the next time at the grocery store. And like, I don't know. Coffee's great. Don't get me wrong. Coffee's great. I haven't, But I don't drink energy drinks either. So like I don't really do I don't do any of it. Like
I actually cut down on sugar in my coffee because it was starting to affect me physically. And like it would come to because I would always do like I'm a light and sweet kind of guy with throwing extra sugar in there or whatever. But I was having sugar with the creamer, and that was fucking me up a lot. So I cut that. Now I don't use any sugar at all, and I just put creamer, and it's it works.
And I was when I was instructing at the NCO Academy, I got big on drinking black coffee for a while. Like straight black coffee. I got big on it for a while.
I still, for me, I drink coffee more during the colder months. So, later in the fall, winter time is when I really drink coffee. When it's warmer out, right now, technically it's kind of that in between with North Carolina because the morning when I get up, it's, 35 degrees outside, but by the afternoon it's in the fucking mid to upper 70s. So I'm still kind of at that point where it's like energy drinks. I drink these more for the warmer months because if I drink any hot liquid when it's hot outside, and for me, hot outside is above like 50 degrees for the high.
Yeah.
It just fucks my body up, and I find myself stuck on the toilet.
Yeah.
So I kind of have I go back and forth between the two. So I haven't replaced my coffee maker yet because it's not time. It hasn't transitioned to that time of year where I'm going to start drinking coffee again.
What's the latest time that you eat? Whether it be a snack or a big meal?
That's one thing I definitely struggle with. Usually around about like 9:30 at night. I'm a big popcorn person. So usually around about 9:30, I'll pop a bag of popcorn, eat that, and then I go to bed. And I know, you're not supposed to eat within, 2 or 3 hours before bedtime or whatnot. But I always end up, I have my bag of, it's just routine. Bag of popcorn before bed.
Yeah, like for me, I always have like some kind of like peanut butter snack, like a Nutter Butter or something. I always fucking regret it the next day. But milk, I don't have milk after 11 a.m. If I don't have milk before 11 a.m., it's not happening after because I start getting all fucked up. I may be lactose intolerant. I'm starting to really think that.
Lactose intolerance.
Yeah, man. I'm going to start drinking Wash Your Sister sauce. Here.
I love it, dude. If I became lactose intolerant, it would ruin my life. I love fucking.
I know. We had this whole ass fucking conversation because I bought oat milk. Remember? That was like.
Yeah, you don't remember the conversation?
Dude, that was like fucking like a month ago. Like you ripped into me about buying oat milk.
Oh yeah, because why?
It was fucking hilarious, actually.
Yeah, drink.
And then we sat here and had like a 45-minute fucking conversation about milk.
Well, yeah. If you get whole milk, and if you're
a red cat baby,
if your body can handle whole milk, that's all you fucking need, baby. You know what I mean? Like that's all you need. Like I'm just saying, you don't need all of the frills and the foo-foo, and the Trader Joe's. You don't need that bullshit, man. Go to the grocery store and get that vitamin D, baby. All up in that ass, pushing in them guts.
Now who wants a little vitamin D with streaming? Okay, so everybody, just real quick, just hear me out real quick, okay? You see how the DD214
baby Jesus.
Listen, I hate this, all right? I don't like this, okay? But I need to make money too. We need this, all right?
Okay. I'll try.
No, I'll try. The best part about it is that you guys don't have to do this. Like,
we love you.
I can give you the script.
No. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead. Go ahead.
From the dungeon, we need to get Jay to drink nut juice.
Oh, fuck you, bro. Fuck you, bro. I was in the army for almost 12 years. Who said I already haven't fucking had my fill, motherfucker? Like, all right.
It's called grog.
Yeah, that big green weenie fucking like comes in hard, dude. All right.
Oh shit.
So
I mean, if you want me to fucking do one of these fucking ads at some point, John, you send me the fucking script. I can't guarantee I won't fuck it up.
I'm not even gonna read by the script. I'm gonna do it without the script. Okay. I'm gonna do it without the script.
Go ahead,
guys. Do you like how this podcast look? Do you want to stream using Streamlabs OBS? In fact, hold up. Let me do one better.
Oh god.
Dirty ass Streamlabs hat. If you want to make podcasts and don't want to use things like, I'm sorry, D, I'm sorry from the dungeon. If you don't want to use things like StreamYard, or if you don't want to use things like, oh, I can't believe I'm going to say it, Riverside, you could come here and use Talk Studio. But there is a link in the description. If you click that link in your description, you get a little percentage off, and plus you get to support Clean Sanchez Media just by clicking the link. So click the link if you want to do podcasts like us and anybody else that did podcast on here. Click the link, yada yada yada. I'm done. There we go. No more.
All right, John. Keep massaging the nuts of the corporate conglomerates. Yeah.
This sucks.
Jay knew what I was trying to say.
Yeah. It's weird to have to do a live read for something.
It's okay.
But you know what it is? I don't
understand, John. You have to swallow the gravy sometimes.
Here's something that you guys know about me, and I'm real stubborn with this. I don't like to ask for shit. You know what I mean?
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
you're not wrong.
I don't like to tell people watch my streams or watch my podcast or come to my wrestling show or come to my concerts or come see me in Broadway. Like I'm not that kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Not that guy. Yeah, you know very well. I am far from that. If it is for a good cause, if it's for one of the homies, if somebody like
all right.
Alrighty, well, we're back now. We have no fucking clue what happened, why it happened, or when it happened, but we just know that it did happen. So, shit, fuck, balls, tits, ass.
That was something. I mean,
what, my commentary? That's what was something.
You know, because we didn't drop hard words, we didn't drop bad words or nothing like that.
No, we really didn't. This is so far from the first time from the dungeon. We don't know. Like we do not know. Like we're confused because like me and John have joked about this. Joe's experienced it a couple times since he's been on. We get stopped and pulled like all the time, and we don't have a viewership. We do like if we're talking like gross numbers here, like nobody watches.
We have you. We have you.
Basically like on any given day we have like two or three views a day maybe on YouTube.
Yeah. Now with like live viewerships, we range from 6 to 15 sometimes, and like those people come in and they watch the live show, and even all those times, even the last couple months, we've been fine. We haven't had a shutdown since we first started YouTube. Oh no, since Olympics.
It was the Olympics. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's but
that one was on us though because
I disagree because again, that's exactly like fair use is a thing.
True.
This is commentary. We are checking every goddamn block. Me and John have been going through this from the early days. I swear to God, it's like
yeah.
If I wasn't so logical, there'd be conspiracy theories going through my brain because I'm like, what are we doing wrong? We're not doing anything wrong. And we get randomly pulled. Like maybe it happens so often.
Maybe the thing is we're doing something right and they don't want us to succeed.
That would be John, slow down. That would be the conspiracy. That would be the conspiracy theory. Like we're not going down that rabbit trail.
I mean, I just it's just fucking weird. When it does happen, I mean, the last time anything severe happened was the Great Facebook Exodus.
Yeah.
Remember when we got zucked? And we got zucked fucking hard.
We did, and that's why we had. That's when we had.
But that's why we're on fucking YouTube now, because we got tired of fucking Zuck, the cuck.
Yeah, Zuck being a cuck and fucking us
and fucking
He's supposed to be in the corner fucking watching. God damn it! All right, I'm supposed to be fucking here, not him. Right?
And you know what's so funny? And the only thing that got us in trouble on Facebook was music.
Well, and that's the part I don't get, because even now on YouTube, on these random days, and they're random. They're not. Yeah. If this was happening consistently, like every other week, this, that, or the other, or we were doing the same thing wrong every time, it's random. It doesn't seem to matter what we're talking about, what particular week it is. We just get shut down, and it's like there's already nobody watching, right? Like what do we got right now? 7?
Exactly.
We got like 7, not 7,000, not 70,000. 7.
I do want to say thank you to all 7 of the viewers that were watching us before the live ended for coming back in.
Coming back,
because we have no fucking clue what happened, why it happened, or when it happened. We haven't even gotten a notice or an email, nothing. No, because that was the first thing I did, John, was I went straight to studio and I started looking. I was like, well, where's the fucking notification? Why the fuck did they do this? Why the fuck is this happening? And there was nothing.
Zero, zilch, nada.
When are we going to have a social media platform for veterans, by veterans, for veterans?
Pepperbox.tv. Yeah. Check it out.
I was going to say there's a couple out there.
So it's some of the like veteran YouTubers and content creators, the gun sphere, they created their own streaming service. So that way, because there's certain things that you can't put on YouTube.
Angry Cops are on here. Brandon Herrera's on here. Donut
Angry
Operator's on here.
Herrera, Donut Operator, Fat Electrician.
Holy shit.
Demolition Ranch, like a bunch of fucking those types of creators. They got together and created their own fucking streaming service because they got tired of fucking their shit getting demonetized on YouTube because they were producing like gun content and stuff like that, which is they can post videos, but they can't monetize those types of videos anymore.
Might be something for us to look into.
I'm already looking at it. I'm already looking at it. Wrestling. This just came out too. That's right. Wrestling just came out with one. It's called Only Wrestlers. Rob Van Dam and his wife created that. His wife Katie Forbes and Rob Van Dam. I love Rob Van Dam. He's great.
Well, it's one of those things where like we talk many times about how this podcast originated, where it came from, and what the original idea for this podcast was. And some of those ideas were, we don't give a fuck about, this isn't necessarily a money-making scheme. This is just us being ourselves. I know. Well, that's kind of what I'm getting at is, and to get taken down on places like Facebook and YouTube for seemingly very innocuous shit. You know what I mean? Like it kind of startles me sometimes because I'm like, we weren't even fucking doing anything wrong. It's like being a kid. It's like being a kid and just hanging out outside the fucking Walgreens and just riding your skateboard back and forth on the asphalt. And some old ass comes out there and fucking yells at you. And it's like, the fuck did I do? I was just fucking skateboarding. Like, fuck off. You know what I mean? Like, no, like piss off, dude. Like mind your own fucking business. You know what I mean? Like,
and I'm not trying to sound like egotistic or nothing, but I think that it would behoove them to kind of realize the smaller creators like us who are pushing to have our content out there, for pushing for people to listen to our show and to watch our show. And it's like they don't want smaller creators to succeed, you know?
Yeah, that's
unless you fit a very specific mold, they don't give a shit. That's the thing, and we're
not even close to like any specific mold. We're all 3 veterans, but our show, this is not your typical podcast. This is not a scripted typical. This isn't even a regular live podcast, and we go live for the most part. We go live. Like this is not even a typical live podcast. Like we don't really give a shit. Whatever we decide to talk about that week it's like we're in the fucking smoke pit and just smoking and joking. And you got these 3 jokers on here.
Yeah.
Not a lot. We're not necessarily going to get a ginormous audience okay, and we're not exactly going to generate the kind of what would you call that in corporate speak, monetary value.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this is like fucking.
It's very niche.
This is water cooler talk. That's what this is. It's three guys fucking, like you said, smoke pit. If we're gonna go military with it, three dudes standing around fucking bullshitting for fucking an hour and a half when they're when they should be doing something a little bit more fucking productive.
Yep.
But this is our end/start of each week.
That is correct. 100%. That is correct.
So that's. And some douchebags out there in fucking corporate America just don't like the fact that we do this, apparently, because
or the fact that I'm not interested in generating them fucking money on my fucking goddamn blood, sweat, and tears. Oh wait, hold on, let me do it.
It's not our fault. It's YouTube's fault.
It's dude. So fuck them all, dude. Fuck Facebook.
I actually do blame I blame algorithms and stuff like that because I do I do a lot of cannabis content. So I get shadow banned all the time everywhere.
I'm sure.
Instagram and YouTube.
And to be fair, same with this show. That kind of content is for mature audiences only. We are 100%. That's why we have a fucking disclaimer though.
Every episode since the first one.
Episode. Yep. First thing you fucking hear is a goddamn disclaimer. This is for entertainment purposes only, not for fucking kids, mature audiences, motherfucker.
And we always add in the fair use.
Every time we have done all that consistently for reasons, and we keep getting proven right because we keep getting fucking shut down.
So
I don't get it.
It's always I watch this guy, and in no way am I talking down about the content that they make. But there's guys like Metal Burb and another one like Blind Wave they watch TV shows on their YouTube. They watch the whole episode. Granted, they won't show the full visual of the episode, but every now and then they'll show a moment from it. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking, well, how are you doing that without getting in trouble? Or are you getting in trouble and not worried about the couple of dollars that you're losing? Like what is the energy of that? What is not the loophole, but what is the correct route to take in order to not have this happen? We've done live, we've done even pre-record, even some of our pre-records also. This.
Yeah, it's been and it's random. I haven't found a pattern yet, other than the fact that it keeps happening.
Yeah,
I have not found a pattern in a single one of our shows where we get interrupted or we get shut down, like the specific reason why.
Yeah,
because again, I cannot justify in my head why anyone would care about a show that has less than 2-digit numbers of viewers.
Yeah, and so
we're talking single digits, homies. Like we have single digit viewers. Like
how do they even know that a little group like us with a small audience are even existing right now? That's another thing too. You know what I mean?
That's probably algorithms and AI.
Yeah.
But if they're monitoring stuff, which I'm sure they are, I still haven't figured out what we like. We're clearly pressing one of the wrong buttons.
Yeah. And I'll tell you one thing.
What button is it? Because I haven't figured out what the pattern is.
Well, I'll tell you when the upload comes up, we'll probably know. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because when the upload, it tells you if there's any copyright restrictions on it, and it's so weird because we've been shut down. We've had, we have never once ever on any of our channels or social media ever been striked for anything. Not once.
No, zero strikes, but we get shut down. Yeah. At least, I would say about once every 2 months. About once every
like that, yeah.
Give her like maybe like every 2 months, maybe quarterly. You know what I mean? Like we get shut down, and it happens all the fucking time. We've been doing this for almost 4 years, ladies and gentlemen. We have been doing this for 4 years. Correct.
And we still come back harder.
And fuck them all, dude. Like fuck them all.
Now, usually when this happens, I'm usually stressing out, like what the fuck. But I was just like, we're just coming back on.
We're rolling with this shit. By now,
come back on.
we're veterans of the fucking podcast business with or without an audience. We're veterans of the podcast.
You know, we may not have a big influence, but we know how a podcast should go, how it should flow, how it should run. We even know the things not to do, even if we do those things that we're not supposed to do.
Hard agree.
This is interesting. I just read this. Japan has the fastest internet, 319 terabytes a second download speed.
Jesus. Wait. That's like almost the equivalent of like all of human knowledge. Like John, look up, dude. John, Google how many terabytes would all human knowledge equate to? Like, see if you can Google that shit real quick. I want to fucking see, because there's like if you combine everything that humanity has figured out at this point and just put it on a hard drive, there's an equivalent to that.
Estimates for how much information the human brain can store can range from 1 terabyte to 2.5 petabytes. So the most computational neuroscientists estimating the capacity between 10 and 100 terabytes per person.
Oh, that's per person. Now, what about all of humanity's knowledge?
So,
all of humanity's knowledge combined.
Oh, here we go. If all the knowledge of the human race was collected, how much storage space would it take up? First, you need to sort out the difference between data and knowledge, especially when you consider a petabyte. That's 1,000 terabytes, and a terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes. You use current high. This is a very descriptive thing. You can fit a petabyte into a single 4U enclosure in a 19-inch server rack. IBM and Sony have crammed 330 terabytes into a single tape cartridge, so you need 3 of these to store a petabyte. So 3 million petabytes or somewhere close to that.
Okay, 3 million petabytes. Okay, got you.
See, and I'm getting a totally different response here. I'm getting 16 zettabytes.
What?
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Well, 3 million petabytes might be close to that, actually. That might be close to that, because a zettabyte is fucking past a fucking petabyte. That actually might be close. Because, John, you said 3 million, right? 3 million petabytes?
And petabytes are smaller. It's 1,000 petabytes for a terabyte, I believe it said, around there.
No, that'd be terabytes to petabytes.
This is math. I don't know this shit.
Gigabytes. So 1,000 gigabytes equals a terabyte.
Yep.
Then from a terabyte, you go to a petabyte.
Yep.
Which is 1,000 terabytes.
Yep. We're talking exponentials here, John. John, this is exponentials.
Okay.
And then to zeta, right? And then to zeta?
I believe so.
After that, because that might be close. Well, 3 million though. That'd be a lot. That might be a little bit more than what you said.
Listen.
You said 16. 3 veterans trying to do like fucking exponential math. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, but
like, can you see my ears leaking? Like brain fluid? Like, can you see my ears leaking?
So from the dungeon, I got it now. It says here, Japan set a record for the world's fastest internet. It means you can download 50,000 movies in 1 second.
Dope. Somebody needs to fucking like, did you see they fucking hacked the Internet Archive? Did you guys see that shit?
Yes.
So
let's fucking talk about that.
Hold that thought. What do you got, Joe?
What do you got?
So 1 zettabyte is 1 million petabytes.
Okay.
That's no. So it would be. So John's answer would be way more than 16 zettabytes.
No, John's
way more. It would be way more than freaking 16 zettabytes.
Because he said 3 million.
3 million petabytes.
Up to 3 million petabytes.
So 3 million petabytes would only be 3 zettabytes.
Ooh, okay. So
my response is more than John's because mine was 16 zettabytes.
So we're talking somewhere between 3 and 16 zettabytes is the combined knowledge of all of human history. Like, holy shit. Like, and now, and how long, now do this. How long would it take to download 3 zettabytes at 319 terabytes? What not like now do John's and like do some math, fuckers. I want to see this shit. You guys like pique my interest with this shit. 319 terabytes per second versus 3 zettabytes.
319 TB.
Watch us fucking work, ladies and gentlemen. Watch us fucking work. Accomplish this fucking
10 minutes and 40 seconds.
God damn. So they've got fucking god damn. So they've got fast enough internet to download the entirety of human civilization's knowledge in 10 minutes. That's what I was looking.
We'll round up and say 11 minutes because it was 10 minutes and 40 seconds. So
that's close enough. That's what I wanted to hear. I'm like, that's what I was looking for. I was like, 319 terabytes a second is insane. Like that's like warp speed. That's fucking warp speed. Like
Can you imagine?
There's not enough accumulated knowledge for it to last. You know what I mean? Like it's like almost instantaneous.
Can you imagine your fucking ping on a video game?
It wouldn't exist. Ping, I don't think ping would exist at those speeds.
Yeah.
There would be no ping.
That is true. There are more people in Japan in their country, and I mean, well, they've always been so advanced. They've had talking toilets for like 30 years now.
First off, I don't need my fucking toilet to talk to.
Yeah, pass on that. Pass on that, bro.
I like it.
There's just some things that are just like, nah, I'm good.
I still haven't.
Shit in my mouth.
I still haven't fucking shit right since the fucking Easter nuts in our mouths. Like, so like I don't need to.
That was fucking 2 Easters ago. We're about to hit the fucking 3rd Easter since that fucking episode.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
Tell you when you pee if there's something wrong. Don't do toilets tell you when you pee if there's something wrong with you? Yeah, some of them do.
That's my thing. I go to a fucking doctor to tell me what's wrong with me. I don't need my toilet to do the same fucking thing.
Yeah, but maybe the toilet's telling you need to see your doctor. There might be they might be onto something with that. They might be onto something with that. Like, have you been checked for diabetes? Like there's high levels of like sugar in your blood or in your urine. Sorry, or there's blood in your stool. There's blood in your stool.
Yeah.
You know, shit like, have you guys ever like had one of those like scary moments where like you take a dump and all of a sudden there's like blood in the toilet and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that?
Not yet.
Oh, it's scary the first time. Let me just tell you, it's scary the first time.
Well, what happens the second time?
Well, the one time I'm thinking of, like, we're talking like hard stools. Hard stools and what I'm talking about are two different things. I'm not talking about hard stools. There was one time I like just randomly at whatever house I was living in. I think it happened in freaking I think it happened. Well, that's what you get when you need to take shit to fucking keep your dick hard. That's why I always say like
you do know Ozempic's a fucking diabetes drug, right?
I was just about to say.
I thought that was like that blue chew
shit. I was about to say.
No. Ozempic is so Ozempic was initially made as a weekly injectable for type 2 diabetes, but then they learned that you could use it for weight loss also.
Oh shit.
But no, it is not to make your dick hard, Jay.
Holy shit.
Oh, that was like that blue chew shit that like I always see fucking commercials for when I watch porn. Like,
holy shit, I'm fucking dying right now, bro. This guy fucking said it was.
You know, because like, remember, like, if you masturbate, you get hairy palms. You know, it's like, hey, Ozempic's causing blindness. I was like, oh, fuck yeah, like you'll go blind if you fucking jerk off too much, right? Like,
yo,
that's what I was
fucking crying right now. That was. Oh man, so we're coming close.
Hey, dude, they shut us down today, dude. Fuck them all, dude. Fuck them all. Like we'll go fucking twice as hard on the fucking back end, dude. We'll go twice as fucking hard.
Fuck, dude.
Every fucking time. I'm getting sick of that shit, dude. I'm getting sick of it, bro.
Oh crap. Oh
man. So
it is a fucking diabetes medication. I'm still stuck on the fact that he thinks it makes your dick hard.
Will you stop? I was fucking joking, dude. It was a goddamn kayfabe, motherfucker. Kayfabe.
That's gonna be such a good clip. It's gonna be such a good clip.
Yeah, you need to make we really need to get on that making clips thing because like we do have some good moments. We do have our moments.
Well, now that
I get fucking John sends me fucking clips before he posts them like every fucking week of shit.
Wait, you guys have been posting clips?
Every now and then.
I was gonna say okay, never mind. Bit. John, the hack. The Internet Archive.
So Mrs. Norsrecker says, Jay, you are thinking of Viagra. What you need to use for that?
I don't. I fucking don't. Trust me. Like, no need here. Promise. My pipes are clean and they're in very good working order. Even
Show
though
it
43
to me, Jay. No, don't show it to me. Don't do that.
That will definitely get us like banned. We'll get banned.
I didn't say do it live. We'll get shut down again.
Next week on OnlyFans.com.
That's going to be like the fucking end of us right there, right? That's going to be the end of us.
That would be the end.
We're going to get
me literally showing my ass.
We're going to get shut down. We're going to get shut down and we're going to have no places to go but fucking Rumble and OnlyFans. And then it's going to be like, well,
Jay's showing his butthole again. like, you know what I mean? Like freaking.
Yeah. So before I get to news, do you guys want to see me scream like a bitch?
Maybe. Is there a clip?
When don't you?
Yeah, let me see. Yes. If it's a clip, yes.
And then we'll get to news.
We're fucking done with that.
God.
I love that. We're fucking done with that.
We are fucking done with that.
You have got to clip.
And that's why he wore the brown pants that day.
You have got, dude. You have got to clip that scream and like put it on the soundboard. Like, was that seriously you? Was that you?
That was me. Yeah.
What were you scared of?
Oh dear.
I was playing a VR game called it was some type of zombie VR game, and like I lost control. It was free too, so I was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna play this shit." And I started playing it, and you could see I'm trying to put the shotgun shells into the weapon, and I look up and I turn around and I fucking got hoarded.
Well, you have to move. You have to move. Shoot, move, communicate. Shoot, move, communicate.
You can't communicate with the dead.
Shoot, move, communicate. The second one is move. Move. So, you gotta move, John.
So I got one news thing here before we get towards the end. The Navy said Friday it has punished just one additional chief petty officer out of 18 sent to captain's mast, and an officer from the USS Manchester more than a year after it caught a group of chief petty officers running an illicit Wi-Fi network aboard the ship.
What does illicit mean? Like I know what the word means. Like unauthorized Wi-Fi? Is that basically what it's coming down to?
Squilini. As a resident tech guy?
Illicit means like illegal or for nefarious means. If it's just an unauthorized Wi-Fi, that's why only one of them got found guilty. Was it just an unauthorized Wi-Fi?
That's what it sounds like, but it says that the acknowledgement from the Navy, which comes after the ship's command master chief was sent to a special court-martial, suggests that the majority of the sailors involved avoid significant punishments despite concern over the incident. The commander of the Manchester Squadron, Captain Douglas Meager, said in investigation results that had never seen much heinous and egregious conduct by a command master chief in an entire CPO mess. Meager ordered more than a dozen chief petty officers and one officer to receive non-judicial punishments for their role in the Wi-Fi network. Commander Cindy Fields, a spokeswoman for the commander of Naval Surface Forces, confirmed to military.com in a statement that 18 chiefs and senior chiefs and one officer did in fact go to captain's mast.
But only one was found guilty.
Yes.
That makes me really curious, because that illicit would be indicative of like something illegal, something nefarious, where, you know, like if they set up their own little Wi-Fi network to send messages to each other back and forth, you know, something like that. Like, you know, it sounds to me like they were just operating an unauthorized Wi-Fi network, which they probably weren't supposed to be fucking doing wherever the fuck they were.
Yeah. So
you know what I mean? Because they need the goddamn internet that fucking bad, right?
Yeah, one question I do have is, well, shit, goddamn internet's fucking wacky today, but it's looking fine on YouTube. That's actually kind of funny. Did my internet get us knocked out today?
I don't think it did. I really don't. That was because you never lost connection with us. You never lost
Yeah.
connection with us. Like, so no, I'm going to say no on that.
All right, cool. Yeah, whatever. The show goes on, but yeah, what I think too, what I keep on getting in my head is like OPSEC,
Yes.
unprotected connections.
Yep.
Yeah.
IP addresses and stuff
Probably
like that.
exactly what the fuck it was, and that's what if that many people were basically found not guilty or received non-judicial punishment, and only one person was found guilty at a captain's mast, it doesn't sound like anything. Illicit was not the right word to use. It would have been unauthorized.
Yeah.
The word should have been unauthorized, not fucking illicit. Illicit would be indicative of something like more than illegal, not just illegal, nefarious. Like that's what the word illicit means. It's like a synonym for nefarious. Okay, so it's like a step up. Illicit is like a step up from illegal. You know
I bet you money that their porn access got restricted on whatever Wi-Fi they were using, and that's or porn, downloading of movies, stream sites,
talking to the families.
Oh shit, that's right.
Like that's like, well, and if you're a captain of a ship, if you're a captain of a ship and you lose control of your fucking non-commissioned officers, which that in the Navy, that's a chief petty officer. If you lose control of your NCOs as a commander, everybody knows how that story goes. So this was a statement being made by the captain, like, this is my motherfucking ship, bitches. Like, if I say we're fucking shutting down the internet for a few days, the internet fucking stays shut the fuck down for a few days. It's like going into the box at NTC where you got to turn in your fucking cell phone, and every fucking platoon's got at least one motherfucker, and some of them a lot of times are NCOs that fucking sneaks in a fucking phone.
That's right.
And sometimes they coordinate it, and sometimes that's how they game the system, because they hate going to NTC. They've been there like 3 or 4 times. They know how to game the system. So when it's fucking cell phone turn in time, fucking, they're like, sure, here's my cell phone, and they've got one in their ruck, ready to rock and roll.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Thank you for coming, Mrs. Norstrecker. Don't forget we have Joe here too. He's a great guy. I love him. And yo, guys, I can't see you. Can you guys still see me?
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. As long, because I'm looking at the YouTube right now, and like it's flowing great.
You're doing fine. It's fine.
All right, cool. We'll run with it. We'll come to the end. God damn it, I don't get it. Aren't you supposed to listen to the commanding officer? That's what you sign up for, right?
That's called discipline. That's the idea, right? Ideally, but then that's when we get into conversations about bad morale and command climate. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. And that's a little bit more nuanced. Maybe this captain is a fucking dickbag and has just been running like way too tight of a ship for whatever mission they're on. Like we've all been there. We've all done that. We've all been in the field and gotten fucking tiny heart syndrome because shit wasn't going the way we liked. And we were tired. We're tired. We're fucking miserable. And fuck everything and everyone, right? Especially the people that are telling me what the fuck I'm gonna do, right? And so there's this the balance of the scales, right? Like we're talking about morale and we're talking about OPSEC and safety and discipline to obey the orders of our superiors, right? It's a balancing act.
Yeah,
like juggling balls and swallowing gravy when John fucking has to hawk fucking shit on our podcast. Right. So it's a very delicate balancing act. So something obviously happened on this ship. People were pissed off at each other probably, but everybody got like their pee-pee slapped. Even if they got found not guilty, and even if they only got non-judicial punishment, they got their pee-pee slapped.
Yes, they did.
And that's a very clear message. Very clear message from the top. We're not fucking around. And like I have in the Army, not the Navy, obviously, but in the Army, I have seen that happen, and I've seen it happen in more than one unit. Yeah, and when I was a mechanic, when I got back from my deployment, my first deployment as a mechanic, I got transferred to a unit that was in the process of finishing up cleaning house. Like they had such a bad run, like for the previous 2 years, that they were literally like cleaning house. Like I'm talking like stacking freaking people's careers like cordwood. Like if you weren't making the cut, they were kicking you the fuck out. If you were in this unit,
That's right.
If I'm talking everybody like junior enlisted officers, senior NCOs did not matter. If you didn't make the cut, you were getting stacked like cordwood, and you can find another job after we give you your DD214.
That's right.
I joined a unit like that after my first deployment, and I did fine. I didn't have anything to worry about. I was fine. But I've seen people. I've seen a lot of people's peepees get slapped. I've seen a lot of people's peepees get slapped, and sometimes it's like, yeah, that's what. If you want a good command climate, if you want discipline, people have to listen to you. And then, go ahead, John.
I gotta say, the one thing that really pisses me off is that there's lack of accountability a lot of the time in the military. And I'm gonna put it out there right now. There were NCOs who got caught being extra inappropriate with other soldiers. And a lot of them were, if they were of like a higher rank, whether a master sergeant, a first sergeant, even like a sergeant first class, they would force them to retire.
Yeah, they force them out instead of like punishing. Yeah. And that culture exists too, and I think they've gotten better at it over the years, because I've been witness to a couple of stories where people got busted down.
Yeah,
but I would agree that it doesn't necessarily always happen enough. But also, if I saw an NCO doing something inappropriate, or if they got caught doing something inappropriate and they lost their career over it, I was never sorry.
Yeah.
And I always said to myself, you know, when I'm looking in the mirror and brushing my teeth in the morning after my shower, and I'm looking in the mirror, I'm like, if you ever fucking pull some shit like that, you deserve to get kicked the fuck out too.
Yeah,
because wearing the uniform actually, you know, presents something.
It means something.
It means a lot, and it's an institution, and you should be taking it that fucking serious every day. I'm not saying you got to put up with fucking bullshit if somebody above you is a bad leader. You know what I mean? Like there's nothing wrong with, you know, letting people know that, like, hey, you're kind of wrong. You know, I was never afraid to tell my leadership, like, if I disagree with them, like, why I disagree with them.
Right.
I think you're doing something wrong. There's a way. You have to do it tactfully. You can't just tell them fuck you, right? You have to do it tactfully, but it's like, no, you're wrong. You know, but when people get caught doing actual illicit shit, like there's that word again, right?
Yeah.
I was witness to many people doing illicit shit in my time in the Army, especially across 2 MOSs. I was never sorry to see any of them go. They deserved it. They deserved it. They deserved to get kicked the fuck out, because like they're wearing the same uniform, and if they're doing illicit shit wearing the same uniform as I am, they're putting a fucking stain on my goddamn uniform.
You're right.
Cool. Like I'm trying to wear the motherfucking uniform too, and I didn't do anything goddamn wrong. So you don't get to fucking piss on. You don't get to put a goddamn piss stain on my fucking uniform because you're doing illicit shit, right? That because your illicit shit was none of my fucking business, but because you're still wearing the same one, fuck you.
And to go back to that article, you know, those guys probably risked the safety of their whole boat.
They probably did. They were probably just fiending for fucking internet access, and they created a fucking Wi-Fi network. Like
which is wild that they were able to do that.
It's 2024, man. I'm not surprised. I'm not fucking surprised. I'm really, really not. Like like we're getting to that point in human history and civilization and technology that shit does not, in the middle of the fucking ocean, in the middle of goddamn nowhere, that shit does not surprise me. Does not surprise me one bit.
All right, well, guys, we are here at the end, the final thought, where we say our favorite part of the show. Do one of you guys want to take it tonight? I think it's Joe.
I think it's Joe's week.
Yep. I still can't see anything.
We got you,
John,
John.
stop
You're still here.
touching buttons.
You are still here, John.
Oh,
That's the thing. I can't press anything.
He can't even see straight. Oh, he took that Ozempic. He took that Ozempic shit. He got fucking blind. He's fucking blind.
so
yeah, because I thought it was gonna get me hard.
Oh shit. Well, everybody, it's that time of the week, that time of the episode where we get a little bit more serious for a few minutes here and we talk about the importance of reaching out to your battle buddies, reaching out to even the National Suicide Hotline if you're in a place of crisis. If you're not in a place of crisis, making sure to reach out to your battle buddies and your friends and checking in on people. If you're in a time of crisis and you need someone to talk to and you don't feel like talking to anybody you know personally, you can always reach out to the National Suicide Hotline by texting or calling 988 or dialing 1-800-273-8255-TALK. We are starting to get closer and closer to the holidays. Yes. It's, a tough time of year for everybody, for a lot of people now around the holidays because of missing those that the loved ones that we've lost and friends and that are no longer here with us and stuff of that nature. So just make sure to reach out if you're in a time of need or you're feeling down and you just need to vent to somebody. You can reach out to those sources of the suicide hotline. Again, you can reach out to a friend, you can reach out to a family member, you can reach out to me, Jay, or John via Discord. There's plenty of people out there that want to listen and want to take the time to make sure that you're okay if you're in that time of need. It doesn't matter the time of the day. There's always resources available for everybody, and we want to make sure that those resources get used, especially because we want you back in formation in 168.
Damn right.
Beautifully fucking said, guys.
Love it.
Beautifully fucking said. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you for 181 next week. We are fucking 19 away from 200, dude.
And hopefully next week, we don't have our fucking shit get taken down fucking an hour into the fucking episode.
Dude, what? Seriously, what the fuck? Fucking fuck YouTube, dude.
You know, whatever. You know what we're going to do next week? We're going to be extra careful next week. We're not going to do anything. We're just going to stare at each other.
I'm not sure it fucking work.
Fuck YouTube. Fucking bitches.
Yeah. Do an entire episode where for an hour and a half we just sit here with our middle fingers like this.
I can do it.
Fucking word.
I can do it. Too easy. Too easy. Watch me fucking sit there for 90 minutes and just sit there and stare. Like with the doing the Tucker.
We're gonna be standing there like this, and then we're gonna be like, But guys, we love you so much. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming back.
And thank you for everybody that watches. We joke about our audience size, but unlike I'm really sorry I got such a fat cock, and I'm always right. All right.
You need to stop taking Ozempic, man.
I hell no, dude. I'm on that shit, bro. I got that blue chew, bro. I heard
that stuff is actually really good. I want to try it myself, but I need it.
You're gonna go blind, John. You're gonna go blind.
Have a good one, team.
Have a good one, everybody.
Fuck you.